And you really are educated about lots of things, not just great Native American jewelry. So use that on your next, at the cooler at work. Say, do you know what that thing's called? Test people. Okay, so we are gonna kind of move into this, although I'm gonna keep the helix placement earrings out, the ear crawlers, because again, this is both from the Zuni tribe, and obviously it's a very significant and really quite famous look. This is one of the most famous Native American looks that we see in Southwestern jewelry.
Yes, especially for the Pueblo Indians, Zuni, and Hopis, and for the Navajos. The cluster work is a representation of actually family, the togetherness. For the artisan here, her name is Zeta Begay. She made this in her home in Sanders, Arizona, and the center stone is the eldest, represents the eldest person of the family. And as you go out into the outer clusters, that represents the younger family members that are holding the family together.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I love that. And this is just one of those truly magnificent pieces. I mean, it's one where it's a once in a lifetime piece, and it's a collectible, and it's an heirloom, and it's just amazing how beautiful the turquoise is. So the turquoise on this one is from Kingman, so it's Kingman turquoise, right? Let's talk a little bit about the Kingman mine, because it's a very famous mine. It's actually the only active one here in the US, right?
Yes, and especially for the grade of turquoise that is coming out of it. I was told the darker vein that you see on the earlier rings that we've had, we aren't really gonna see that anymore. It's more or less the lighter blues that are coming out, and the greens and the darker greens. And sometimes they have the teal colors too as well. But it just depends on the vein that you hit. And I was told by one of the owner's friends is that as the mine gets continued to be mined for different types of turquoise, you'll see the different shades. And so time will only tell what Mother Nature will give you.
Right, that's true. It's always a kind of a surprise too.
Yes.
And they're always surprised at how long the run is. They hope it's really long. Sometimes they'll go in like a foot or two and it'll be done. They're like, really, that's all? Well, and again, I think if you're looking for something very traditional, or for me, it's really for everyone. I don't think this is a look that says, oh, I've just got to wear it with blue jeans. I mean, Sonia's got a really cute little kind of outfit on, and it's got, I guess that's palm leaves. Yeah, it's kind of very, coastal or tropical, and the jewelry looks great. You turn around and let's say you're gonna go to a class reunion and you throw on this cuff. It can be as fresh and modern and updated today as it is wildly traditional in Native American jewelry making. But again, look at the workmanship. Really appreciate how many stones have to be hand cut, and in case you were saying they actually can use their nail, they're so accurate with it. Look at each of those bezel sets. Now understand this, it's a lot easier to do a smooth bezel. That's a great shot. Notice the bezel is scalloped around each of those stones. That's all handmade. I can't imagine how many hours go into a single one of these.
Emerson was trying to teach me how to do that, and I was looking at he had another little pile of bezels that were like that, but they were the smooth, and he was showing me there was a little measurement that he used, and he had to cut it, and then he had to hand twist it, and he had to hand solder it. So he said you have to have a good amount of patience for it, because after that you're gonna have to set the stones in it later on. And so I was like, oh God, no, I will not have the patience for that. And because after he showed me how to do the ring, he says, it just pertains to all the jewelry. And when you do that, you have to think about, what you're doing, because you're giving another person a part of your soul. And when that happens, you're making that person happy when they receive that package that you're giving them.
Isn't that, so they think way beyond just, oh, I'm making this piece. They really think about the person who's gonna be wearing it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and now I'm gonna show you the size on this one too. You gotta see it, because it's a biggie. This is coming in about 2.5 inches, so obviously it's a full circle. What I love though, it literally is made to just go right around your wrist. So it's easy to put this on. Again, you wanna be gentle, that's a lot of stones, but look how it just cups your wrist, and so it is very comfortable. You can drive, but come on, you know as well as I do, this is an heirloom piece. This is one of those that if you are passionate about Native American jewelry, or you just love turquoise, or you just love jewelry in general, like look at how amazing that piece is. And people will stop you. The neat thing about wearing Chaco Canyon pieces is people want to know, where in the world did you find that? And once again, if you were to go to Santa Fe or Albuquerque, Albuquerque or Taos, New Mexico, anywhere down in the southwestern area, there's no way this would be $500 in one of those galleries. I mean, we're talking about in the thousands of dollars. And if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. Denise in New Jersey, I'm gonna get your call. We're gonna go to the eternity band, but I'll take your call immediately once we do that. So we're gonna wrap up on this. How many do I have left? I didn't start with a lot. Unfortunately, this is really limited. I'm down to the final 160 of the Zuni cluster cuff, and it's the first time back in stock since February, listen to this, of 2016. And we brought it back in, and it's this day only, which means the price at midnight is gonna go clear up to almost $580. Right now, it's the lowest price we've ever done on that magnificent cuff. Okay, so Denise, hang in there, girl. I'm gonna get to you, and then I have another caller right after this. Jennifer, a lot of people wanna say hi. So we gotta move on though, and we're going to save my elastic hair tie for just a second because we're going to talk about my little ring, which I love.